Today, we are taking a really close look at one of the most destructive drugs out there, methamphetamine. We're going to get into exactly how it wages a war on the human body, from the very cells inside to the signs we can see on the outside. It's a huge question, right? How can just one substance cause such a catastrophic, system-wide breakdown? How does it hit the brain, the heart, the liver, even your skin, all at once? Well, the answer is actually pretty fascinating, and it all starts in one place. That's right, everything. The incredible high, the awful crash, and all the long-term physical destruction, it all traces back to this one chemical and how meth hijacks our brain's natural reward system. So, to really get a handle on the damage, we first have to understand the appeal. And the appeal is powerful. Meth creates this incredibly intense but totally false sense of pleasure by basically hot-wiring our dopamine system. Think of it like a four-step heist on your brain. First, bam, the drug forces your neurons to unleash a massive flood of dopamine. Second, it does something really sneaky. It blocks the transporters that would normally recycle that dopamine. This means all that feel-good chemical gets trapped, overstimulating your brain and creating that hours-long euphoric high. But here's the catch. When the drug finally wears off, your dopamine levels don't just go back to normal. They crash hard, leaving you feeling awful. And this quote just nails it. That devastating crash creates this incredibly powerful drive to use again, to get that high back, and, just as importantly, to escape that terrible low. This is what fuels that vicious cycle of using more and more. So that's the high. But what's the actual biological price for that feeling? What does the body have to pay for being pushed so far past its limits? Well, the cost is staggering, and it starts at a scale that's almost hard to wrap your head around. And this is not a small-scale issue. Not at all. According to the World Drug Report, we're talking about an estimated 36 million people around the globe using these types of stimulants. That number alone tells you why understanding the physical toll is a huge public health concern. Okay, so the main weapon meth uses to attack the body is something called oxidative stress. Now, that sounds technical, but here's a simple way to think about it. It's like causing your body to rust from the inside out, but way, way faster. The drug creates these unstable molecules that just tear through your system, damaging and killing cells everywhere they go. Let's make it even clearer. On one hand, you've got a healthy cell. It's stable, it's energized, it's doing its job. But when meth enters the picture, that same cell gets completely overwhelmed by oxidative stress. It becomes damaged, stressed out, and eventually it can just die. Now imagine that happening to billions and billions of cells. That's when entire organs start to fail. And this cellular damage isn't random. It's like a coordinated attack on the body's most critical systems. So let's break down how this siege plays out organ by organ. First up, the brain. Meth is literally neurotoxic. It's poison to your brain cells. It directly harms the neurons that control your mood, your thoughts, all of it. It can even trick the brain's own cleanup crew, these cells called microglia, into attacking and destroying perfectly healthy brain tissue. This leads to everything from paranoia and hallucinations to real, measurable problems with memory and decision-making. Then there's the heart. It's under constant, relentless strain. Meth use is tied to a whole list of cardiac disasters, heart attacks, heart failure, and they often show up decades earlier than they normally would. One of the scariest things it does is cause cardiac fibrosis. Basically, scar tissue builds up in the heart muscle, making it stiff and unable to pump blood properly. And your body's filtration systems, the liver and kidneys, they're right in the line of fire. The liver can suffer from inflammation, scarring, even total cell death. The kidneys get hit with a double whammy. The drug is toxic to them directly, and it can cause a condition where your muscles break down, flooding your system with a protein that clogs up and poisons the kidneys, leading to acute failure. All of this brutal internal war, it doesn't stay a secret for long. Eventually, the systemic breakdown starts to show up on the outside in ways that are impossible to miss. So, let's talk about some of those well-known external signs of chronic meth use. And it's so important to understand, these aren't just surface-level problems. They are the direct result of that internal poison we've been talking about. You've probably heard the term meth mouse, and it describes really severe dental decay. Here's why it happens. The drug completely dries out your salivary glands. And you need saliva. It's what protects your teeth from acids and bacteria. Without it, your tooth enamel is defenseless, leading to incredibly rapid and often permanent decay and tooth loss.
The skin sores are caused by this awful 1-2 punch. On the physical side, meth constricts your blood vessels, which basically starves the skin of the oxygen it needs to heal itself. Then, on the psychological side, users often get something called formication. It's a very real hallucination that feels like bugs are crawling under their skin. This leads to compulsive picking, which creates open sores that just can't heal properly.
Okay, so after seeing all of this destruction, the most important question is, can the body heal? Can any of this damage be undone? And the answer here is a mix of hope and some really hard realities. The good news is the body is resilient. With enough time being clean, we're talking 1 to 2 years, the brain can actually show remarkable recovery, with some functions returning to near normal levels. The heart can also get stronger, but some damage is permanent. The harm from a stroke is done, and you can't regrow tooth enamel or teeth that have been lost. That's gone forever. Our bodies have this incredible ability to repair themselves, but they have to be given the chance. The assault has to stop. And that really leaves us with one final, sobering question. Is any temporary high worth the very real risk of losing that chance to heal forever?